Yay Networks.
You know the political, controversial, whatever with TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So how does that affect, obviously, your business? Like, how does that affect you? And
I mean,
are you losing sleep? Welcome.
hey, thank you.
I'm so excited you're here.
I'm very excited to be here.
Welcome to the Happily Ever Amber podcast, aka Shit Show of My Life.
I love the title, including the second part, the shit show of your life part. Is that in parentheses?
Yes, it is actually.
Nice. I like it.
Actually, no, but we're going to actually make changes today.
Yeah. We got to put that on Apple, whatever, iTunes. Where do people get podcasts now?
You know, I think they get podcasts wherever. I think podcasts are becoming more important than like Netflix shows. And
I know I'm the only person that doesn't have a podcast, I feel like.
Well, I mean, come on.
Is it time?
Let's get the show
All right,
going.
guys, this is my announcement. I'm launching today. I feel in the future, no one will hang out with each other. They'll just be on each other's podcasts.
Okay, well, I was just telling you that before you walked in, I was saying, honestly, thank you so much for coming on my podcast because I had just met you not that long ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're fucking dope. And then I had no idea what you did because I live under a freaking rock. And then I pulled up your videos and I was like, wait a second. I don't need therapy anymore. I need Adam Rose videos. That's it. It's freaking free content.
But me, on the other hand, I need therapy.
We all need.
For sure.
We really all need therapy, but different forms of therapy.
Well, welcome to Happily Ever Amber then.
Yeah. How apropos.
You know what? I could be your therapist. How about that?
Oh, perfect.
This could be like the second segment. We could do therapy.
We'll kill two birds. I like that idea.
So I was telling you, I'm really grateful that you came on. I had just met you. And when you walked in, I was like, sometimes it's really hard to get people on your podcast because of scheduling and like they're not sure. But then you really learn in this process who your friends are. And I think I've learned this lesson over and over again, especially living in LA, which I like to call the land of fruits and nuts, because there's just some people that are it's just challenging. I'll just
I thought you were going to say flakes. Fruits and nuts and flakes.
Oh, actually, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to add that one at the end.
Yeah.
Fruits, nuts, and flakes.
Fruits, nuts, and flakes.
FNN. F and F.
F and F. F and F.
F and F. Maybe that's your podcast name.
F it, fruits, nuts, and flakes.
Anyways, so yeah, thank you. So for those who are not watching on YouTube and those who are just listening, so you have to go check out Adam Rose. I mean, you have an insane amount of following, so I'm sure the majority of people know you, but I want to start from the beginning. Where did you grow up? How did you get started? Like, I want to know everything except your social security number.
I was going to start with that. Okay. Well, let me rethink my answer now. I grew up in New York City. My parents we were all immigrants. And they both worked 2 jobs each. My parents were the superintendents of the building I grew up in, there on the Upper East Side on 80th between 1st and 2nd. Went to public school, started acting pretty young, and then went to performing arts high school in New York City.
You did? Where'd you go?
LaGuardia.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you had the bug like super early just to perform, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I started pretty early. I started when I was 8.
And how did your parents react?
They were very supportive. My mom was an opera singer and a pianist, a piano teacher as well. And so she was familiar with performing, and it all happened pretty organically. You know, I started doing some school plays pretty early, and then my brother got stopped on the street by some producer who was like, "You're a good-looking kid. Like, you should come audition for some commercial, like a Sweet Tarts commercial or something." And he went, and he didn't book it, but then someone in our building knew a manager and then set up a meeting for him, and I crashed the meeting and wouldn't shut up, and then she signed both of us, and we both started acting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what brought you out to LA?
I kind of always knew I was going to spend some time in LA. And then right after I graduated high school, I booked a play being done at the Amundsen, and they moved me out here. And I just stayed after that. You know, it was the best way to move out here because I made a bunch of friends. I had a job. I got a new agent.
And how old are you at this point?
I was 18, fresh, like literally July, right after I graduated high school, 2 days after my 18th birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I moved to New York when I was 17, so there is a possibility that like we were passing each other as
Did you guys date?
Yeah. That's how we know each other.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all
I
coming
got it.
together now.
As I was going to New York, you were coming to LA.
Yeah. Wait, how long did you live in New York?
So I lived in New York for almost 3 years. I graduated 2006.
Oh, wow. And then when did you come back out here?
2000. I married in 2009, so probably end of 2008, something like that.
Gotcha.
You're bringing up core wounds. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
Can we just get down to the nitty gritty? How's the dating?
Oh, man.
How was it when you were 18 moving out here from New York?
There was a lot. I mean, it was crazy. You know, you move to a new city when you're 18 and you're going on 100 dates all the time. It was,
So tell me, so now we're in LA, we're doing our thing, and then TikTok, social media, or like, were you on, was it Vine?
I was on Vine, but I had no success on social media until like 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that during the pandemic?
Pretty much, yeah. It was during the pandemic that things started to take off in a real way. Yeah.
Okay. And you were always doing comedy?
I guess so. Like, my acting credits are half and half pretty much. I'm doing drama and comedy, but then once I got on social media, like there's no real room for anything else from a performance perspective unless I'm like singing. I was a dancer for a long time, so I was dancing on TikTok for a while too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ballroom dancing?
Ballroom dancing?
All
No,
day.
I was a hip hop dance teacher in New York City.
Were you really?
Yeah. Yeah. I taught at Broadway
Wow.
Dance Center in New York. And so then when I moved out to LA, that's sort of what I did as supplemental income. I would teach dance. And then when TikTok came around and it was like, oh,
Right.
people are making funny videos and they're dancing. And I was able to kind of like mash all that stuff up.
So wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. I started doing a little hip hop at Millennium.
Yeah. That place is intense.
It's intense. Like, I think I have like a pretty good like dance, rhythm. And
Yeah.
then you go there and you're like, oh shit.
Well, I feel like people go there to like audition. They're
so
there
good.
like they're dressed to the nines and
Yeah.
like people are real serious, and they do this thing out here that didn't exist when I was growing up in New York, where like they film at the end of class. It's just like, all right, guys,
Yeah.
let's make a music video. And they break out their cameras and they start filming.
Well, they bring in like professional cameras too sometimes.
Yeah, and they're on Steadicam now, and they're
Yeah.
like doing that now. When I go to dance class, it's like, okay, last 10 minutes, it's like, get ready to make some social content now. We're about to, we're making some videos.
It's like a must. Yeah, I started doing that. There's a class that I take with Christian on Sunday nights, and then I'll do privates because there's some moves that like it's just sometimes it's
You get
hard.
a little bashful.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. But because everyone else is so good, and I hate not, it's weird. I think for me, for acting, like if I'm going to work with Amy Adams or, Julia Roberts, I want to be on set with people that are better than me. But when I
Sure.
go into dance class, I'm like, wait a second. Like, I should be at that level, right?
I do feel like in a similar way, though, if you get thrown into the deep end as a dancer, you can get better quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Christian's like, you've already are so much better. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's
Amber,
not blow
you're
up my
really
ego.
good.
Really?
Yeah,
How
your
often
videos.
do you go dance?
And then she was bedridden for like 2 days because she couldn't move. I
was like, oh my God, my
throwing
back.
herself around, but she looked professional.
I
How
will tell
often
you.
are you going to dance class?
I go a couple times a week, maybe.
Oh,
like
wow.
if I hit the Sunday class, I don't have my kids, and I'll go. I'm trying to get my kids to go with me. And then I did a Hills class at Playground.
Oh
And
yeah,
let me
that's where
tell
I go
you.
sometimes. Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I think you were there. You're wearing that wig, right? The blonde wig.
Yeah, that's
I
me.
thought that was you. Okay.
I don't have any wigs. I don't own any wigs, actually. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
He takes the fifth.
I just put Emmett in a dance class too.
Did you?
My son, yeah. Yeah. So he's 3. He's in a dance
But that's
class.
how you're supposed to start them.
Yeah,
it's so good.
He's not dancing, but like he can like do some improv. You know what I mean? He's freestyling. But and the poor teachers are like trying to teach these kids choreography, and I'm like,
You can't.
Yeah.
it's not happening.
No.
Like just give them a place to freestyle. That's all they
Yeah.
need. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he'll get there.
So does Emmett, it's so weird. I didn't know that your son's name Emmett.
Yeah.
And my ex-husband, his last name's Emmett. So the word,
Oh,
my kid, London Emmett, Riley Emmett, there's a lot of the word Emmett flowing around.
Imagine if they got married. Emmett.
Emmett.
Would it
Oh my
be
God.
like, and then she wanted to hyphenate? It would be Riley Emmett.
Emmett.
Would that be a thing? Like Eminem?
I mean, maybe. How old is your son?
He's gonna be 3 in June.
Oh my
so
gosh.
cute.
Yeah.
Is he throwing tantrums?
From time to time, but
Yeah.
he's generally a pretty happy kid. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you let him watch your videos?
Yeah, he sees my videos sometimes. You know, he'll hear it as it's on my phone. If I'm editing something, and he'll come look over my shoulder. Be like, "That's Dada." Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Is he in any of your videos? Wait, hold on. There's one that's so funny to
He
me.
used
The
to be.
videos are hilarious.
wait, hold
I'm
on a second.
sorry. I was
So,
obsessed. I couldn't
this
stop watching.
one right here.
Yeah.
I do this in her car. This is me trying to get in her car before you actually have to run over. I mean, this is me.
It drives me crazy too. That's where my sensory stuff comes in. I didn't even know I had. And I'm like, stop doing that. What are you doing?
I know, and that video loops too. So like, if you just keep watching it,
Wait, I have
you're
a
not
question
really sure
that's
when
so
it ends.
Crazier and crazier.
When you're coming up with these videos,
Yeah.
are you finding what's like all these other things and then
Oh, for the compilation react videos.
is that what it's called? Wait, what is it called?
Just what we call them.
Compil-
Like the react videos.
Okay, react videos. Oh, the react videos.
But these are like compilations of videos that I'm reacting to.
So great. The one with the bowling alley
Yeah.
and he throws it up in the air. I just
that one
can't-
did like 90 million views.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have a team that helps you find these like ridiculous and they present them to you and then they're,
Yeah. So it's me and 2 other people that kind of run the show. And we're just always scouring the internet for videos.
that's so
We're doing a lot of scrolling.
What?
And also people send us videos and things like that.
I'm sure now.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite ones is of the pregnant woman. And
That was so funny.
and it's like you put the song by I forgot who sings this song.
It's Flow Rida.
Yeah, Flo Rida. and for those who are listening and not watching, it's like a massive, like a huge pregnant woman that has like this baby, and you go inside and she's like in a mansion, or you're in the mansion of her would be her
cuts,
belly.
Yeah, it cuts to me and it says the baby, and I'm in a mansion and I'm dancing around. And
It is the greatest thing.
So funny. I
So-
was watching it on repeat over and over.
I think I watched it like now when I'm just get into a sour mood, I know that I could just go to
That's so
Adam
nice.
Rose and I'm going to get some like laughter.
you guys are sweet for saying that. That's very sweet.
No, seriously,
Thank
it's
you.
good. Like I think for me, not to go like dark, but like I'm gonna go dark for a second. I'm someone that I talk about all the time that I suffer from depression and anxiety, and watching videos like this, it just takes you out of of your head, right, and into something else. And it was just hilarious and it was funny. So like, anyone out there who has this, you really should, besides therapy and going for a walk, like laughter is so freaking important. Like I love going to the Laugh Factory or like going,
Mhm.
and just enjoying these moments.
That's really nice of you to say. The best messages I get from people are like, had the worst day and just like seeing your video made me laugh for the first time today, or first time in a month, or whatever,
wow.
things like that. It's like, it makes all the, stupid stuff that we deal with in this space, worth it. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And it feels really good. It's gratifying.
Yeah. So does your son like watch, and do you show him these?
He doesn't watch, but he'll catch one every so often.
That's daddy.
Yeah, just like over my shoulder if I'm editing
So
or something and he's around. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Do you have him participate in your videos?
I used to when he was kind of much smaller and unrecognizable. I did, but then this thing happened where we were walking down the street and I was holding him and someone stopped to say, "Hey, I love your videos." And I was like, and and then we were chatting. I introduced myself and I said, "This is my son Emmett." And they were like, "Oh, I know." And I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And then I think over the last 6 months, there's been a lot. Everything has grown a lot in the last 6 months, and every platform has sort of like tripled or quadrupled, which is really exciting. But I'm seeing sort of the, how that manifests in the real world, and people, which is really nice. Like people coming up to me and saying hi and saying very nice things. But then I'm starting to realize, I don't want Emmett to kind of grow up being famous because then he'll
We
never,
know what happens.
well, it's also just like, it's like a mind fuck kind of, like how is he going to be able, you want to go from being anonymous to that. If you're going to go to that, like you want to know the distinction between those two realities.
Sure.
Because it changes how you interact with the world all of a sudden.
Yeah, absolutely. Where's like the majority of your audience? Do you guys have that down, like geographically? And I'm going somewhere with this. This why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, we're especially in the last 6 months, very much worldwide. We're majority US, but then like big in South America and India.
Oh wow.
I stopped talking a lot in my videos, and that has allowed our videos to reach a global audience.
Maybe I should stop talking.
I mean, you said it.
No, it's just different. It's a different type. I'm making like cartoons. I'm trying to make stuff that is as universal as possible, so that anyone around the world, whether you speak the language or not, can enjoy it. So
Right.
It's
Okay, that makes sense.
intentional. We're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any exciting projects coming up that you could talk about?
I don't know how much I can talk about, but I sold a movie.
Oh, did
Great.
you?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Amazing.
you. Thank you. So we're working on that. I just handed in a second draft of that. And developing a couple TV shows, a couple different ventures, like on the digital side. I'm starting a line of cardigans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. We're like branching out, branding, building our little empire over here.
Yeah.
I have a question. How long does it take when you come up with the ideas, right?
Yeah.
So you come up with the ideas. So how long from start to finish does it take to film it and all that? Is it a big process?
It depends on what video we're making. Generally speaking, we pitch on Mondays, and Tuesdays we're doing pre-production. Wednesdays we're shooting like 5 or 6 videos.
Okay.
And then Thursday and Friday we're doing brand deal stuff. So, and the brand deal videos generally have higher budgets, are bigger productions, and so those take more like 2 weeks at least. And there's a different process with those. When we're just making videos for us, or for me, like for my profile or my page, my channel, I don't even know what people call it, whatever, my feed. That's like a shorter approval and creative process. Whereas when we're working with brands, it's like you develop a concept, you submit the concept for approval, you get notes, then eventually you get the green light, you do pre-production, you send in a draft, you get notes, you re-edit. It's like, it's a bit
whole
more
thing.
of a,
You're really busy.
I know. That's why I was wondering, because you look at the videos and like for me, when I post, I'm 2 seconds, you know? It's
Yeah.
just a little.
No,
Yeah.
it's a production
And
for
so
sure.
I don't think that, you know, people who aren't in this line of work, I don't think they realize the work that really, the time and effort that it goes into making these videos.
I don't think every creator spends that much time on content.
Yeah.
Not everybody's doing what we're doing. But again, I think like a year ago or maybe a little less than that, when we started intentionally kind of catering our content to a broader audience and just being more intentional in general about how we're creating stuff, the process elongated a little bit because, you know, I used to kind of fly by the seat of my pants where I would wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I got to post something today. Like, what am I going to post? And I kind of like scroll and like maybe find a trend or a sound people were using or whatever it was and just post that kind of haphazardly. And it just wasn't as effective. Just wasn't as effective. So once we got more intentional and we started really treating it like, you know, every video I post, I want the potential to go viral.
I love that.
I don't
Go big or go home.
Yeah. Like I don't post anything anymore that I'm like is sort of like a throwaway post.
Yeah, and you know what? I appreciate that because I feel like nowadays it's just everyone is just throwing anything and everything against the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah.
And then you end up having to like really, that's why for me, going through my feed and following people and because if not, you'll just get served up garbage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like so frustrating. Like for instance, like when my dog Jack passed away, I was like sobbing and looking at dogs and I was like, oh my God. And then now all I get is freaking dogs. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with the puppies. Like I don't want to look at puppies anymore.
Oh,
Like
I'm very aware of how I'm interacting with the stuff on my feed because you will it'll pick up on anything. Even if you just like stop for a while.
That's what I learned. So they actually say, here's a tip, that
hot tip.
this is a hot
tip, everybody.
Coming in hot, that you actually shouldn't even scroll on Instagram unless you're looking or going to a specific page because even scrolling will screw up the
Algorithms.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you could drive yourself crazy trying to
figure it out.
trying to curate your own feed, but
yeah. So what's going to happen? You know the political, controversial, whatever with TikTok, right?
Yeah.
So how does that affect obviously your business? Like, whoa, my ears are ringing now. What the heck? Sorry.
someone's talking about you somewhere. Maybe.
Probably not.
No.
Knowing my dating life right now, no one's talking.
I
I know. Sorry, I take that back. I'm sorry. I had to go in with the I am. Sorry, that was my negative self-talk. Okay,
None
sorry.
of that.
Yeah.
None of
None of
that.
that, young
Okay.
lady.
TikTok.
TikTok.
How does that affect you? And what's?
I mean,
Are you losing sleep?
no.
Okay.
I'm platform agnostic, so you know, we're doing all right on all platforms right now.
Yeah.
And there's always been this looming threat
Right.
with TikTok ever since I got on the app, basically.
Yeah.
So if it happens, it happens. And if it does, you know, platforms go away.
They do.
Things
And
live
you just shift.
and then they die.
I
And
like
yeah,
your attitude about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a
I'm
good-
like water.
You know what? And I think it's because
Bruce Lee says that.
I know that's
You
why
like
I
water.
was
Got
going to
that.
give him credit, but I didn't want to, you know, interrupt you.
no, totally. No, I forgot my thought. Well, it's National Mental Health Month.
Yeah?
What else is going on? Yeah,
The whole month.
the whole month.
Great.
It's there's a list of things that it is. Hold on, let me see. I looked it up this morning. I think there's.
Honestly, we could do with a whole year. We should just make it mental health year.
I mean, we need it in this country.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So after you make these very funny videos, right?
Yeah.
Because you're a very, funny person, do you go home and just want to like die? You know? Because I dated an actor, I'm not going to say his name. He was very funny, but at the same time, like his flip side that no one knew was his depression,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
And he would go home and just be totally opposite of what you would see on screen.
Yeah,
So I just
mean,
get curious about that.
I don't know that I'm not too Jekyll and Hyde-y, but
I just had this image. I'm sorry. I'm
course you
laughing.
did.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
wanna ask.
I just like,
But I wanna
in a
ask.
drop of a hat, like you're like all of a sudden you like change.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I'm not Jekyll and Hyde. Womp. This-
I do. I also can have my bouts of depression. Definitely have anxiety generally. I'm Jewish. It's sort of in my blood. You know,
Jewish.
it's in my whole. It's in my being.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I guess I get tired from making these because we'll shoot like 5. It's really on shoot days when we're shooting stuff. It's really just a lot of using my brain.
Yeah.
And I get tired after that. But
I understand
but,
that, yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
think I don't get
So you don't come home and you're like,
I don't
oh,
totally
funny, all
drop.
funny. And then
Yeah,
you get
no.
home and you're like, I'm not funny anymore. You know, just
No.
a serious guy.
no, I mean
Just
I
kind of
have
stay the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not always on. I'm definitely not always on. I
Yeah.
definitely have my moments of just like, I'm just quiet right now. You
Yeah.
know? But it's not too, I'm not too like,
Different.
for lack of a better term, like bipolar with,
Yeah.
or bipolar like when it comes to kind of dipping in and out of that place.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you seem very grounded. You seem
Totally,
very
yeah.
calm and grounded. And
It's all the pot I smoke.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. The gummies.
Gummies, all the gummies.
All the gummies.
Yeah.
So has there, this is, and I only ask this, it's funny. I always feel like I'm justifying my questions before I actually ask a question. And I'm not going to do that anymore. This is my first podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah. First guest?
The
Amazing.
first guest ever.
Oh my God.
Has anyone started following you or liked or written you on Instagram where you were like, oh my God, this comedian, this person, and you're just like overwhelmed because you're like, they saw a video?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Please share.
good
Oh, there's been a
question.
lot of that. And I get very excited about it. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Ben Stiller followed me.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good one.
I was at a very fancy Hollywood party and for like over Christmas, and I saw Reese Witherspoon and I was like, Reese Witherspoon follows me. I should say hi. And I like walked up to her, and before I could say anything, she was like, I love your videos.
Aw.
And
Aw.
just stuff like that. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. There's a lot of fun. Jack Black, Michael Bublé,
I mean,
That's
come
really
on.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
That's very cool.
Jewel.
Wow. The singer?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know any other Jules?
Yeah, I was going to say.
How many Jules do you know?
Oh, the smoky thing? The jewel?
Jewel the vape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
They followed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So
he gets
I
his
was really
gummies
excited
from.
about that one.
Well, that's very cool. I mean, I think when you're an actor, there's some people you're like, oh, that's cool. I know them. And then there's some people like, wow, that
Yes.
is like when I work, say, with Joaquin Phoenix or Philip Seymour Hoffman or Amy Adams, like those are the people that I'm just, or when I ran into Julia Roberts one time at an Oscar party, and she's one of the reasons I got into acting and I fell in love with it. And it's like, you cannot not say hi to those people because they're just,
Did you say hi?
I did.
Is
But
she nice?
she was so lovely.
Love that.
She was so lovely. And there was another big actor, shoot, I'm forgetting his name. And I was like,
Idris Elba. Leonardo DiCaprio.
no, I wish.
Tom Cruise.
No, I don't wish.
No. Okay.
I mean, he's cool, but like, I don't know. Anyways, and so I felt bad because I was like, I am so sorry to interrupt, Julia. And he was like, this is not a funny story because I can't think of his name. So forget it. Let's move on.
What about when you met me?
I mean, that was like the highlight of my life.
That's what thank you.
How'd you
Yeah.
guys meet?
Just making sure.
We met through our ex-husbands, actually.
Oh,
And
the
then-
actor or
No,
not the actor?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And we have just been glued to the hip ever since. We take naps together. We do crossword puzzles together.
Love it.
We get ready together. What else do we do
We
together?
walk each other off the
We take each other, like we check each other in to psychiatry places.
to mental health places.
We do everything.
Yeah.
That's support.
You know what? It
I
really
like that.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Yes.
Wait, is that it? Are we done?
I mean,
No,
is there
we don't
anything else you
have
want to
to
do?
I don't know. Did we cover everything?
I think we did. Maybe there's a part 2.
Part 2, guys.
There's always a
Yeah.
part 2.
Like and subscribe for part 2.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Obviously.
100%.
Happily Ever Amber, the shit show. Okay, so Adam, tell me, well, don't tell me because I know where to find you, but for everyone who's watching and listening who need, you guys have to, where can they find you? What's your, all your socials?
Yeah, they can find me at Real Adam Rose on every platform pretty much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, go find Adam. It's like, where's Waldo? But where's Adam?
Yeah,
He's
similar
amazing.
looks too. We have
Actually, you know what?
when they
You
make the
do.
dramatic movie of Where's Waldo, I'm hoping
They're gonna
somebody
cast
gives me
you.
a call. Yeah.
All right, well, I get 10% because I just like put that
Totally.
together.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank
Mwah.
you so much. Appreciate you being so welcoming and hospitable.
Of course.
Yeah.
Such a big word.
I know. I learned it right before I got here. Just wanted to make sure I had something, you know?
Something to try on for today.
Yeah. Hospitable.
Hospitable.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Yay Networks.